Got some nice merch available for you guys today. Link down below in the description. Get your ugly sweater, Grinchmas sweaters before the holidays roll in. Affordable and trendy. Link down below in the description. Happy holidays. I want to thank you all for your support and once again tuning in to the channel. It is race day, doing a full circuit at WeatherTech Luguna Seca. Got some nice high-speed action and entertainment up ahead for you. But we're also going to do things slightly different today. I want to talk about the Sony leaks and the Insomniac leaks that's been everywhere. And not to throw shade or darts at anybody's console preference of choice, but for me, it's things like that. That's just some of the reasons or part of the reason why I just refuse to invest in Sony. And I'm not a fan of Sony. You don't have a good infrastructure where you can't even protect your own data. Billion-dollar company, you can't even protect your own data from being leaked. And if you seriously can't even protect your own data, you damn sure can't even protect the consumer's data, which we know about. Consumers having their credit and debit card information stolen from the company a few years back, actually right before the holidays, right around the same time of the year, Christmas. So it's like, once again, history seems to be repeating itself. So sources show information that has been leaked, basically showing how much Sony is investing into developing the Marvel IPs such as the Spider-Man franchise, etc., and some of the other Sony-only exclusive titles like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and so forth like that. And it shows that Sony is investing high millions, if not into the billions of dollars, into having some of these game IPs developed and created for the platform. And the data is showing some telling numbers, which is they're not even making a profit off of these investments. It is a smart move of Sony to invest in the Marvel franchise and Marvel flagship, which that is a big name, a well-known name, and generally speaking, you would expect it to sell and perform well, which it does sell well. The Spider-Man IP, I'm pretty sure the Wolverine IP that is supposed to be coming out within the next 2 years or so should sell well and perform well too. But based off the statistics and the numbers shown and the reports and in the leaks on how much they invested, which is I think 300 plus mil or somewhere in that range, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. If I read the leak and information correctly, I think they invested about 300 and something mil, and they're only expecting about an $80 million profit in revenue in return back for the game. And it's crazy. And same thing with their Ratchet and Clank. They invested into the hundreds of mils and only was able to make back. It's kind of lost train of thought there, apologize, but they was only able to make back approximately around 70 something mil or something like that. They didn't even break even. No, and forgive me, that's misinformation. I think they actually did only invest about 80 mil or something like that. Either 80 mil to 100 mil, something around that range for the Ratchet and Clank. And they didn't even make back 80 mil. They only made about 70 point something mil in revenue or profit for that development and launch of the Ratchet and Clank series, which there's a lot of fans for it. It has a big fan base. Same thing with the whole Sony and Marvel fan base in general. Now also dissecting this event as I almost completely lost control of my Ferrari just there and almost completely flew off the track. I'm very lucky to gain back handling of this machine here. This machine that has a lot of horses behind it. It's a nice Ferrari. I was also requested, you know, based off of, you know, some you know, other people critiquing my driving skills and my races, about me driving more realistic and being more of a safe driver, not having any collisions or try to minimize my collisions. So I made sure that I took that into consideration when going into this event, as we just still and snuck up on second place there. I'm gonna do my best to try to catch the first place spot, which is, I say he's approximately about 12 plus seconds ahead of me, a couple seconds ahead, simply like trying to separate himself from the pack, which they basically did. And if you know this game, I've said it in other videos of mine, which is whoever's drivatar, the AI that's usually takes the first spot, usually separates themselves from the pack, and it's nearly almost impossible to catch the first place spot once that drivatar is up ahead from the rest of the pack. But we still got 2 more laps to complete as we get ready to get up into the 4th lap right here, starting the 4th. So this is my chance now to try to catch this #1 slot. But back to the topic at hand, which is the whole Sony and Insomniac ordeal and just the things in general going on over at Sony. Like, another thing that I don't like about Sony is its community. The community is really toxic, always throwing shade and hate towards Xbox, and me being hardcore and pro Xbox and team Xbox. It sickens me, it annoys me. You know, they always feel that they're better, or like, I've seen the narrative be switched and changed for years from, oh, they had the most powerful console, to they have all the good games, they make quality games, Xbox don't, Xbox doesn't have any games. And here we are in present day, current day, 2023, closing out, going into 2024, and it's like my has the roles and the, you know, roles and the tables turned, because it's looking quite opposite. Like, Xbox has the more powerful consoles, excuse me, the most powerful console, the most affordable console at its price point, and as far as, like, you know, getting you your first hands-on experience with next-gen gaming,
Final lap.
and that's with the Series S, basically, which I owned that before I had a Series X. Completely almost wiped out once again. But just Xbox, just to me, it's the better brand. It has always been that way. Then when you know, pair it with Game Pass, it's just like, I don't see nothing topping that, man. Like, Sony, it looks like Sony is on the ropes. Like, I don't really like to do the console war or get into the console wars. It's like I'm always drug into it. But it says Sony is looking like they're desperate over there. They went out their way, tried everything in their power to block Xbox/Microsoft from acquiring the Activision ABK deal. They tried their best to make sure that the deal didn't go through. That's because statistic-wise, revenue-wise, and money-wise, they're aware of how much Activision Blizzard, you know, that production gaming company brings in as far as revenue and multiple games that they put out, because they got their hands in everything from mobile gaming, you know, for your cell phone, and then they're making, you know, some of the most sought out and purchased games on console to this day, which we all know is basically Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone. As you see the nice reflection of the sky, the sign, and everything else in the background in the hood of my Ferrari.
Well done.
Ray tracing, in game. Just to also take note of that, especially after Digital Foundry came out and said, well, they kind of give the nod and looks and visuals to GT7. And I basically came out with a vid and said, you know, I have the utmost respect for Digital Foundry because they break things down on a scientifical, you know, note in gaming to a T. But I definitely had to disagree with them, and I kind of feel like they was definitely smoking some good stuff over there when they did their critiquing. And that's just my opinion. But yeah, Team Xbox all day, every day, twice on Sundays, and that's just what it is. I don't have to worry about too much leaks and my information being stolen with Xbox. I don't have to worry about that. It might have happened one time throughout history. So with that being said, I'm gonna just wrap it up here. Until next time, peace and be well, everyone. Those are my thoughts. Noob out.